Okay, we are going to start on page 180, nope, sorry, that's Shabbat morning. 120 something. 124, no, 128, 128, there we are. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achiot gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achiot gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achiot gam yachad. We now move into Lachad Odi, which you can find on page 138 of your prayer books. And tonight we're going to recite paragraphs 1, 5, and 9. And when we arrive on paragraph 9, I'm going to invite you all to rise and look towards the entrance as we greet the Shabbat bride. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmiyanu el am yuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem l'tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hodri hidoreri, kiva oreku mi ori, uri shir daberi, kivod Adonai alaka negila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise. Boi v'shalom ateret bal'a, gam bismicha uvtsola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 You may be seated. We now move into Shalom Aleichem on page 142 of your prayer books. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Barchuni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Seichem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Turn the page to 144. Yitkadal v'yitkada shemei rabba Be'alma divrach yotev yamlik machutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Uvchayedechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala ba'agala Uvizman kariv V'imaru amen Yehi shmei rabba mevarach Le'alam ulal me'al maya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yibramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shemei Kedusha b'richu Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Da'al miran be'alma ve'imaru. Amen. Now turn to page 146. I invite you to rise with me for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach. Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Hamevorach. Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. We now turn to page 149 of our prayer books. Let's read the English on top of that page together. Praise you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way in which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hamara'iv ravim. We will now continue in the English on the page of 151. Let's read the bottom part of that page together. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Now moving to the Shema on page 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malachuto Leolam Va'ed. 154. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levacha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meyodecha v'hayuhu hadevarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinartam levarnecha b'divartam ba'am v'shivtecha bevetecha uvtecha havaderech ushofbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leyot al yadecha v'hayula totafot beinenecha uktaftam al mizuzot beitecha uvisharecha lema'an tiskeru v'asitem et chol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim leiloechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzietzietchem meretz Mitzrayim liot lachem leilohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Let's read the English together on top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. 158. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Mi chamocha ba'lim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'dar ba'kodesh, no ra tehilot osei efele, no ra tehilot osei efele. Lie, 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 lie. Let's read the English together on top of page 161. Let there be love and understanding among us, and let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporeis sukat shalom, aleni v'akol amo Yisrael v'al Yushalayim. Moving to page 162. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. B'nei Ovein, b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. Ki shet yamim asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. Turn to page 164, and I invite you to stand with me for the Amidah. Adonai Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol v'Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Gehula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo v'Yahava, Melech Hoser u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh Kol Atah Rav Yoshia, Mashiv HaRuach u'Mari Hashem, Mechakel Chaim v'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol v'Rachamim Rabim, Zomech Noflim v'Rovei Chovim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato, Lishanei Afar, Michamo Chava'al Gevurot, U'Idom Melach, Melech Me'it U'Mechayem, U'Matzmir Yeshua, V'Eman Atah L'Chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, V'Chayei HaKol. We will now continue silently until page 180, and you be seated whenever you like. Say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael, ve'yakol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, v'imru, amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael, ve'yakol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, v'imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, Shalom aleinu, v'yakol Yisrael. 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 Okay, now some words of Torah. So, this week's Torah portion contains one of Judaism's greatest gifts to Western civilization and possibly the rest of the world. Thanks to the age of our religion and the ubiquity of our Bible, our tradition has made many contributions to a variety of civilizations and societies throughout history. In describing the Israelite journey, it may be hard to appreciate some of the Torah's more innovative ideas because they're so ingrained in our modern way of thinking. But back when the Torah was compiled and published, the concepts within the parchment paper of its scrolled pages were groundbreaking. And for me, one of the most jaw-dropping concepts occur in this week's Torah portion is a gift that we rely heavily on even today. And starts with Moses having a problem. He brought the Israelites out of Egypt, and he has reorganized the Israelites into a wandering society. And with help from Adonai, he has established new rules and law codes for the Israelites to follow. Now, as Jews, I think we're all well aware that the act of writing new laws is quite different than the act of enforcing them. Our Talmud illustrates through countless examples, just because a rule seems fair and just in one's mind doesn't mean it stays fair and just once it encounters reality. And that the best of intentions can cause the worst harm as soon as that intention becomes something that exists. As humans, we just cannot fathom all the ways law codes change our world. Anyways, the Israelites are experiencing not just a handful of new rules, but a completely new way of existing as this wandering society. The Ten Commandments and other laws received by Moses and transferred to the Israelites is not a perfect system. And we know it's not perfect because Moses spends all day and night acting as judge and making rulings for the Israelites in their specific cases. This is the reality of law codes. Just because they were divinely inspired on Mount Sinai doesn't mean they create the perfect society. Only when law has been pushed through the grinder of reality do they begin to truly help. And even then, they contribute to a decent society, necessarily a perfect one. Anyways, Moses' father-in-law, Yitro, he visits Moses. And right away, Yitro recognizes a huge flaw in Moses' new governmental system. All disputes are getting resolved only by Moses, which means justice is so delayed for the Israelites that it undermines the point of the new law code in the first place. The order and discipline that a law code intends to bring to a society is only as powerful as its arbitration, and Moses did not have enough hours or energy in a day to judge them all. And so Yitro presents Moses with a groundbreaking idea. Yitro says, "You shall also seek out from among all the people capable individuals who fear God, trustworthy ones, who spurn ill-gotten gains. Set these over them as chiefs of thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens, and let them judge the people at all times." Yitro proposes that Moses set up a judiciary for the Israelites, complete with lower and upper court systems, with Moses himself acting as the Supreme Court when cases get elevated to that level. Essentially, the first working government of the Israelites is not a monarchy or a police state or a representative republic or direct democracy. It is a judiciary. And I find this incredible. A court system becomes necessary as a result of sacredly held law code that prioritizes governing over those who are doing the governing. It's not until King Saul that the Israelites condensed leadership into a singular administration. Before the kingship, the Israelites believed in the sacredness of their law code while also believing the verdicts, the judges appointed by Moses. A judiciary worked for the Israelites because they believed in it, a belief system directly related to their worship of Adonai. This gift given to us from this week's Torah portion is not just the invention of a court system, but the understanding that one has to believe in it for it to work. The Israelites tied these two things together. And furthermore, it was a transportable system of government. Today, our court systems and many of our governmental branches are housed in edifices, often erected for the sole purpose of governing. Many of them are impressively built to denote the important things that occurs in their halls. However, the Israelites were always on the move. The only building they cared about was the Mishkan, which is a sacred tent, which had more to do with Adonai worship than it did with judging. And these ancient Israelites did not need impressive monuments to help them believe in the importance of their judiciary. Their belief in Adonai was enough. And so in modern times, even though we've gotten accustomed to these static buildings rather than a moving system, its power still holds. While we can agree or disagree with the rulings found there, our belief in the force of the court's ruling still holds. Since we were one of the first people to make these institutions sacred, I believe it is our jobs as Jews to continue the work of upholding the sacred work of our court system. That whether it's civic pride, civic religion, respect for institutional authority, or the belief that justice is blind, it's up to us as Jews to continue whatever non-tangible thing that keeps our belief in this system going. And today, you don't have to believe in God to believe in our courts, but you have to believe in something. Because an entire third of our government is literally propped up by belief in what it says and not much else. And for that power to still hold, we have to keep believing. Thank you. We now turn back to our Mishkan Tefillah for our prayer of healing in the Bisha Berach on page 371 of your prayer books. In our own community, we're thinking about Ross Rumack, Frank Eriskin, Haley Goodstein, Alex Bortnick, Micah Purdy, Susan Mermelstein, Megan Crass, Care Clift, Deborah Moradian, Pat Victor, Denny Victor, Josie Haas, and Elise Spot, Sebastiana, and Clarice Spot, Amelia. If there's someone you are thinking of who's in need of healing, please feel free to say their names out loud or in your hearts. Misheberach avotenu nekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We now turn to the Eleni, which is on page 587 of your prayer books. And when you arrive there, I invite you to stand with me. Shabbat L'Adon HaKol, L'Tevid L'Aleim Ser Breshit, Shehu Sam Helkim Lechedet Shemo, V'Garaleinu L'Hamlik Malchuto, V'Anachnu Horim, U'Nishtachavim U'Modim, Livnei Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. 591. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech. May we never lift up our hands to conquer fear, doubt, despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity, and cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai v'melech kol haaretz v'yom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo We now continue to the Mourner's Kalash on page 598 of your prayer books. And today this week we're thinking about these yahrzeits: Stanley Brust, Mildred Ellis, Gertrude Friedman, Samuel Goldman, Samuel Koenig, and Joseph Zallinger. If there's someone you are thinking of or mourning for, please feel free to say their names out loud or in your hearts. Zikunan livracha, remember be for a blessing. Yit Gadal V'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'elma Divrei Chayotev Yamlik Malchuteh B'chayechon Uvyamechon Uvchayei Chol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Uvizman Kari V'Imru Amen Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarak Le'olam Ulamei Elmaya Yit Barak V'Yishtabak V'Yit Pa'ar V'Yit Bramam V'Yit Naseh V'Tadar V'Taleh V'Talal Shemei Kudusha Barichu Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'elma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya l'chaim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imromav hu ya'asei shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say amen. All right. You may be seated. A few announcements. So today we have services tomorrow morning at 10:30, and before that we have Judaism 101 in our Zoom room at 9. And then on Sunday we have our special Tu B'Shvat Seder. Tu B'Shvat is the new year for the trees, and so we have really fun, I would say more mystical or mysticism fair that we do every year with the religious school, but everyone's invited to come. So I encourage you to come to that. Those are our big things coming on right away. And then we're going to have our Purim party. That's going to be on March 13th, which is a Thursday. We're calling it Heroic Purim. So we're asking everyone to dress up as a superhero for our Purim party. And we're inviting back our drag performers to perform the Purim spiel. So that should be pretty exciting. Working on that right now. Those are our big things we have going on. There is a delegation of us talking to Senator Murkowski's folks next week. So if there's anything that you want us to ask, me and many of the board members are going together. So please ask us and we'll ask them. So that's also happening as well. I think those are just the highlights. Am I missing any announcements? Okay, cool. We're gonna have her go to our closing melody on 647 of your prayer book. We're at the very bottom of 647. Ozi vazimrat ya vayahi lishua. Ozi vazimrat ya vayahi Lishua, Ozi vazimrat ya vayahi Elishua. Ozi vazimrat ya vayahi Elishua. Ozi vazimrat ya vayahi Elishua. Shabbat shalom.